Hello everyone, welcome back. Today our topic is rational numbers. Now let's understand what do we mean by rational numbers and why do we need those numbers. Alright, so we learned about the natural numbers which are nothing but the counting numbers which you can count from your finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, right? Then if we include 0 to those natural numbers, we can find the whole numbers. So whole numbers are nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Afterwards, we learned about the integers which are nothing but from negative infinity to all negative numbers and all positive numbers including 0, right? We already learned this. Now if I'll talk about a number, okay, we already learned the fractions and decimals also. Now here we cannot include the fraction and decimal numbers in this, correct? Also if I have a number like this, minus 5 upon 8 or minus 3.23, so how to represent those numbers? So they are nothing but the rational numbers, okay? They are called rational numbers. So rational numbers are nothing but a number which is represented as a upon b form, okay, where a and b both are integers, both are integers, but b is not equals to 0, okay. So this is the rational number definition. So rational number is nothing but any form which is a upon b form where a and b both are integers and b is not equals to 0. Now why we need this, okay? So let's say here one example is given. A bird is flying in the sky, a fish is swimming in the water, alright? So let's say this height of bird from the sea level, let's say this is the sea level. We already learned in the integer chapter that this is 0, alright? So let's say this height is 100 meter as of now. Let's understand this. Now if I talk about the depth of this fish, let's say it is 80 meter below the sea level. So we can represent this as minus number, negative number, correct? Now what if instead of this 100 meter, the height of this is nothing but 3/4 of kilometer, I say, okay? Or the height, the depth of the fish, I say 1/2 of kilometer. If I say like that, then this is represented as a negative number, negative 1/2. This is represented as 3/4 of the kilometer. So we need this number to represent somewhere, right? So that is why we need of the rational numbers. I hope you understood this now, correct? Perfect. All right. Now let's understand what do we mean by equivalent rational numbers. So we learned about the fractions, equivalent fractions similarly, okay, exactly same way. So if I want to find the equivalent rational numbers, I have to multiply both numerators and denominators by a non-zero integer, or I have to divide both of them by a non-zero integer. Now what does it mean? Let's understand with one example. Let's say I have a rational number minus 1 upon 2. Now I want to find some equivalent rational number. So what I'll do? I can write this as minus 1 upon 2. If I multiply both of them by 2, what do we get? Yes, minus 2 upon 4, right? So these are nothing but the equivalent rational numbers, I can say. One more example, if I have 15 upon 20. Now I want to find the equivalent rational number. So what do I do? If I divide both of them by 5, right? So what do we get? Let's understand this. 20 divided by 5. So minus 15 divided by 5 is minus 3. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So this is minus 3 upon 4. So these are equivalent. Okay. Alright. Now let's understand this one. See, here 3 upon 4 is given. Denominator is minus 24 I want. So what do we do with 3 upon 4? Yes, if I multiply both of them by minus 6. So what do we get? minus 18 upon minus 24, correct? So minus 18 upon minus 24. So 8 divided by 8 and 24 divided by 8. So we can find this as 3 upon 1 upon 3. Now I can find 21 from this 3. So 1 upon 3, if I'll multiply both of them by 7. So I'll get 7 upon 21. So these are equivalent now. Okay. See, you learned the similar thing in your fractions, right? Equivalent fractions when you learned. Alright. Now the same way. The next question. I have 36 upon 63. Now if I'll divide them by a common number which is 9, let's say. So what do we get? 4 upon 7. Now I need minus 4. So what do we have to do? Yes, I have to multiply them by minus 1. Correct? To get the given number here. Okay, this is given. So I'll multiply them by minus 1. So minus 4 upon minus 7 I'll get. Right? Okay. Now positive and negative rational numbers. Okay. Now let's understand what are positive rational numbers. So when the numerator and denominator both are positive, the rational number, or both are negative, then the rational numbers are called positive rational numbers. So for example, if I say 2 upon 3, this is a positive rational number, or I can say minus 2 upon minus 3. So this is also a positive rational number because we learned that in our integer chapter, minus upon minus is plus, right? Now either the numerator or denominator is negative, then the rational number is negative. So let's take one more example, 4 upon minus 5. So this is a negative rational number. Similarly, I can write this as minus 2 upon 3. So this is also a negative rational number. 0 is not positive rational number, nor it is a negative. Alright, remember this. Important. Okay, now some questions are there. Which of the following pairs represent the same rational numbers? So same rational numbers are nothing but equivalent rational numbers. So let's find it out. So minus 7 upon 21. So what I can say, what is the HCF? Yes. So 7 divided by minus 7 divided by 7 upon 21 divided minus 1 upon 3. Okay. Similarly, I have 3 upon 9. So if I'll divide both of them by, yes, 3. So what do we get? 1 upon 3. Now tell me, are they same? No. So they are not same. Or I can say not equivalent. Alright? Perfect. Now let's solve the second one. Minus 3 upon 5. Can I simplify that? No. Okay. Now minus 12 upon 20. How to simplify them? Yes. By dividing the HCF 4. So 20 divided by 4. What do we get? This is nothing but minus 3 upon 5. So this is also minus 3 upon 5. So they are same, right? So what I can say? They are same. Alright. Now minus 5 upon minus 9. So what I can say? I can multiply both of them by minus 1 to get rid of the minus sign. So what do I get? 5 upon 9 and minus 5 upon minus 9. I hope you understood now equivalent rational numbers, right? Perfect. Alright, now very important topic, how to represent the rational numbers on the number line. Okay, so we know that all the positive numbers comes on the right side of the 0, and all the negative numbers which comes on the left side of the 0. Now let's say if I want to represent 1 upon 2, okay, only 1 upon 2. So we learned that this is over here, right? One more number if I'll take 2.5. So 2.5 comes over here, right? This is 2.5. Same way if I want to represent minus 1 upon 2. So this is minus 1 upon 2. Minus 2.5 is over here. This is minus 2.5. Correct? Alright. Now remember again, 0 is not positive nor negative. Alright. Now let's say I want to represent number minus 5 upon 7. So how do I do? First of all, if I'll simply say 5 upon 7, it's a proper fraction, but it is minus 5 upon 7. So that comes between 0 and 1, minus 1, right? Now, how to represent this? So here 7 are there. So 7 equal parts if I'll think. So now minus 5 upon 7. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 1, minus 4 and minus 5. Here it is minus 5 upon 7. So this is how I can represent it. Let's do one more. If I want to represent minus 3 upon 4. So what do we have to do? That comes between 0 and minus 1 again, and put 4 equal parts and then third part out of it, right? So this is nothing but minus 3 upon 4. Okay, so representation of rational number on number line is very much important. Practice it. Alright. Okay. Here one more example is given. We have to draw the number line and represent the following rational numbers. So minus 7 upon 5. Now first of all, if I'll just consider 7 upon 5, how do I convert that into mixed fraction form? So 7 upon 5 is what? Yes, 1, 2 over 5, but it is minus. So put minus sign here. Now, what does it mean? This comes between minus 1 and minus 2. See, you have to think about this whole number and the next number. Okay, I mean the previous number for the minus. So here, if I'll say, let's say this is my 0, this is minus 1, and here it is minus 2. So this number, okay, this number comes between minus 1 and minus 2. And now this is almost here. So this is nothing but minus 7 upon 5 for me. Alright? Perfect. Now 5 upon 3. Same way, okay, if I'll convert that into mixed fraction form, so what do we get? 3, 1 times 2 upon 3. So that comes between which two integers? See, this whole is 1. So 1 and the next number, which is 2. So I'll represent this as 0, 1, 2. And now 1, 2 upon 3 comes over here. This is 1, 2 upon 3. So I can write this as 5 upon 3 as well. Alright. Perfect. Now a rational number in its standard form. So very important thing. Okay. See, two conditions must be fulfilled to write the rational number in its standard form. Now which are they? So let's understand. So a rational number said to be in its standard form when the denominators is positive. Okay. And 1 is the only common factor between numerator and denominator. Now what does it mean? The numerator and denominator, the HCF is just 1. Okay. Nothing else. And denominator must be positive. So these two conditions must be fulfilled. Now let's understand some example. So if I say 3 upon 4. Now tell me, is the denominator positive? Yes, this is positive. And do I have any common factor for 3 and 4 apart from 1? So no. So this is in standard form, I can say. Okay. Now let's understand one more. If I'll say minus 5 upon 10. So, is the denominator positive? Yes, this is positive. But is only the common factor 1? No. I can divide both of them by 5. So, this is not the standard form. Okay, not standard form. I can write this in standard form as how? By simplifying this, by dividing it by 5. So, what do we get? Minus 1 upon 2. So, this is the standard form, but this is not. Okay. One more. If I'll ask you 9 upon minus 18. Is this in standard form? First of all, check the denominator. This is negative. This is negative. So, condition fulfilled? No. So, this is not in standard form. Okay. Understand? Let's take one more. If I say 3 upon minus 5. Is this in standard form? No. Again, because it is minus over here. Right? Remember that if I'll ask you 3 upon 0, what can I say? Is this a rational number? No, this is not a rational number. Why? Because do you remember the definition? The denominator should not be 0. So this is not a rational number. Okay, remember that. I hope you understood this. Alright. Now some questions are given. So we have to rewrite the following rational numbers in their standard form. So which two conditions should be fulfilled? The denominator positive and HCF of numerator and denominator is 1 always. Okay. So let's understand. The first one, minus 18 upon 45. I'll check the denominator. It is positive. But what is the common factor? So we have to rewrite this. Okay. So minus 18 upon 45. Now the HCF is 9. So I'll divide both of them by 9 to get this minus 2 upon 5. Now here the denominator is positive and they both are in lowest form. So yes, this is the standard form. Similarly, let's do the next one. Minus 30 upon minus 36. I don't want the denominator positive. So I can write this as positive only. Okay. By just simply cancelling the minus sign, and now I'll divide both of them by 6. So what do we get? This is 5 times and 6 times. So 5 upon 6 is the standard form. Correct? Now, so 25 upon minus 15. The denominator is not positive. So we have to make it negative. And I can divide by a common factor, which is 5. So what I'll do, I'll divide them by minus 5 to get rid of the minus sign in the denominator. Okay. So what do we get? Minus 5 upon 3. Correct? So this is the standard form for this. I hope you get it. Alright. Now 40 upon 60. So the common HCF is what? 20. Right? If I divide them by 20, what do we get? 2 upon 3. So this is in standard form now. Right? I hope you understood this. Solving in standard form. Alright. So what we learned today? We learned what are rational numbers. Rational number is nothing but a number which represent in form of a upon b, where a and b both are integers and b is not 0. Alright. We learned about the positive, negative rational numbers. We learned about the standard form. We learned how to find the equivalent rational numbers. And we also learned how to represent them on the number line. Alright. So I hope you understood this session today. Now in next session, I'll take how to compare the rational numbers and then afterwards their operations. Alright. So please stay tuned with me. How do you like the session? Please let me know. Please share this video with your friends. Write the comments if you like it. Okay. And thank you for watching.